All right, today we are going over suspect tasks in Director. Now, this is for the OpenText Server Backup software, formerly Carbonite Server Backup or Evault. And you've got a backup that was failing to connect to the vault or had some other issue. And when you've opened up the Director console here for your vault, you've found that you have a suspect task, which is the ones with a question mark on them. The other thing that could happen is that you have a disabled task, and that's the one up here where it has the little red circle with a line through it. That's not what we're going over today as far as diagnosing to see what the problem is with a suspect task. We're looking at the one with a question mark. Now, what we're doing today potentially will not solve the problem with the suspect task. If you have a storage problem, such as a iSCSI disk that's gone offline and you've brought it back, then sure, it might be able to resolve the problem and bring everything back to a good state. But if you've got a hard drive that's failed, or if you've got some other storage problem, then that can result in the suspect task needing further repairs and further investigation. So you need to really resolve the underlying issue here for a suspect task. And to do that, you're going to want to look at your RAID controller software, see if there's anything there, or even go into the event viewer, if I can spell right, MSC, and then review any disk issues that may show up in event viewer. That will help get you pointed in the right direction for resolving the underlying reason the task went suspect. And again, it could be anything from a remote iSCSI location to a RAID problem, disk failure, etc., but you're going to need to find that out first. And there's two commands that we're going to run, and they both have different options depending on where the issue might be. If you know that a particular task is an isolated incident, then you're going to run these commands against that individual task. Otherwise, if you have a failed disk, it could be that one task is suspect, and you just haven't found out yet that the other task is suspect. To diagnose what is happening here, in the Director console, we're going to go to the Storage Management dropdown and then Diagnose. And from here next on the wizard, the first thing that we're going to do is check CRC for the pool system here. And we are going to do it for the entire vault if we suspect that it's a disk issue and there's other tasks that aren't impacted. If we know it's an individual task, you're going to select by task and then go next through this wizard, going each level to select your task. And we are going to submit that job immediately. And then the next thing that we're going to do here is also under storage management and then diagnose next. And we are going to verify all safe set generations. And we're going to do that again for the entire task. Now you'll notice for the verify all generations, we did not have the option to do the entire vault in the wizard there. And that's because if you're doing the entire vault, especially on a large vault, it can take quite a bit of time. So for those instances, you're going to open up a command prompt or PowerShell. If you're in CMD, you're just going to type in cd %vault %, and it'll take you to where the install location is at. I'll go ahead into CMD so I can show you that. Now, if your install is to another location than Director, then you can do an echo, or excuse me, there we go, vault, and it will show you where that's at. And so you could go to the E drive or the D drive to be able to get there. If you're in PowerShell, you can cd into $env vault, and it will take you to the same spot. From here, in either command prompt or PowerShell, you can cd into the prog folder. So we're going to run the vvpoolop ssiverall task asterisk, and that will flag every task on the vault to be checked here. And so we can kick that off. One thing to note is that you will need to leave this window open for the duration. So if you were to log off, that would actually stop this from running. So just a kind of a note to keep it open for while you're checking out what's happening on your vault. For this, I'm going to jump to the job monitor and sort by the started at. And I can see that the vault-wide one is still running, but my other two have completed here. And you can run these at the exact same time. That's not a problem at all. And to look at a log, you can either double-click directly on the line here or hit the View Log button. From here, we have the very first warning that comes up, just basically saying, hey, I know this is suspect, but I'm going to process it anyway because this is a health check. You can do a Control F and search for an error, for example, or a warning. Let's do a warning first here. I'll hit enter on that and it finds the first one, but it didn't find any other warnings. So let's check for an error. And there we have it. We found our first error. Now this particular video is not going to go into the reasons why tasks are suspect. If you are watching this video to find out where a problem is at, go ahead and paste your error into the comments down below, and we'll work on sorting out what might have happened with your task. The same thing is true for that SSET-E-04104 that we ran. Highlighting that, we can double click it or hit the view log button. And we can do the exact same thing here, but I actually don't even need to because it's right here at the top. It has detected a problem and marked it as suspect. Now that you've got the logging for where the problem is at, go ahead and search the channel for the particular error message, and let's see if we can get it resolved for you. The last thing that I will point out here is that if the storage is actually in a healthy state and it was only temporarily problematic, we can run the SSET-E-04104 command, which was the verify all safe set generations against the task, and then it will actually bring it back to a good state. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I reran this SSET-E-04104, and at the bottom of the log, it actually came in and found no issues. This one warning is the one that we saw earlier saying that it's going to process the task, but it didn't find any issues, and so the next line down here is marked as enabled. And that means that everything was good with that task, and it said, okay, cool, let's go ahead and make this usable again. Now, if I refresh my director console, we can see it is in a healthy state and ready to be used. If you have any questions about this process, go ahead and comment down below, and we'll catch you in another video. See ya.